Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Mr. Mitzel. This is our lesson for Tuesday, October 13th, and then also Wednesday, October 14th. So if you attended class on Tuesday, you've already gone through part of this, and I'm going to walk you through it again. You can skip to the part if you're already finished. You can skip ahead to the part that you need. Basically, I'm going to take everybody through how to complete that looking for details chart, and then I'm going to take you through how to make the paragraph. And for the people that were in class on Monday and Tuesday, this beginning part is going to be review. Okay, and I will tell you in the video, this is the new part, and then I'll put a note to you in the Wednesday lesson so you know where to begin. Okay, I'll put a timestamp on it so that you know what part of the video to skip ahead to. Now, if you missed Monday, excuse me, if you missed Monday, you definitely need to watch this whole thing. If you missed Tuesday, you need to watch it and just check your work. Okay, so when I tell you to pause the video, you could probably pause it for just a short amount of time. All right, let's get started. So we're going to go all the way back into Monday's lesson. If you look here on my screen, you're going to open the Evaluate ACEs method. All right, now at the top of the screen, you're going to see a review of the reading process, and then you're going to see a review of the ACEs method. Remember that the ACEs method is you've generated a question, and you're going to answer the question. That you've generated a question from a text that you read. Your question is like a question about the text, about the nonfiction article that you read. Okay, that's the A. You have to answer that question. And our question is, why is it important for young people to fail? The answer to our question that we've already developed, and you're going to see on your chart, your organizer, is it's important for young people to fail. Remember, it's learning to fail. Because it provides an opportunity for them to learn. And we left that very open so that we can find lots of details that support that. Okay, the C is to cite evidence. All you're doing here is going to find a quote, find something that you can quote from the article. The E is elaboration or explanation. You're going to explain how your evidence connects with the answer. Remember, the question that you're answering is, why is it important for young people to learn to fail? And then it's because it's okay for them to fail because they can learn from the experience. That whole idea that no one is perfect. And if you don't ever experience failure, then when it does come around later in life, it could be devastating, right? That was the whole point of this guy's article. And then finally, sum it up, summarize your evidence, summarize everything that you needed to say. Okay, that's just a quick review. This is covered in the Monday lesson. We reviewed it on Tuesday together, and then today is Wednesday, today for the people who are watching this for Wednesday, this is just another quick review. When you get into the elaboration and sum it up sections, you're going to come back to this page, and you're going to find these sentence starters, and I'll remind you of that, okay? So elaboration sentence starters, and then right next to it, the sum it up sentence starters. You need to use these because when you get into what's due on Wednesday, which is to finish your paragraph, you need to have these in place because they belong in your paragraph, okay? All right, keep scrolling down to the bottom and click on the tool. Mine's expired, so I'll have to refresh. Okay, so I have this is called the ADT, right? Okay, the Analyzing Details tool using the ACEs method. The article that we're looking at is Want to Get into College, Learn How to Fail. This is all filled out for you. Now, if you missed Monday and Tuesday, everything in yours is blank. Everything right here that's in gold, the gold background, those are all the boxes that you have to fill in. Now, mine is already filled in because I worked with students I worked with students this week and I got it. So I'm going to talk you through two things. Number one, what I highlight in green came directly out of the text. You are totally allowed to use that. Yes, you can copy what I have if it's highlighted in green. If it's highlighted in blue, then that's required. You have to have that, or you have to have something very close to it, okay? If it's not highlighted or if it's in another color, you cannot copy it because those are my original words. You don't want to plagiarize me because that doesn't show that you know how to do it. It just means that you're good at typing what I have up on the screen, okay? So basically, if it's highlighted in this teal blue, I guess it's teal, I don't know, this light blue color, that's required. You'll see it there, you'll see it here, you'll see it here, and down below. And I'm going to go through this for you. If it's in green, it's not required that you copy this, but you may if you can't find your own. This is my help for you. This is the little cheat sheet for you. If it's not highlighted, or if it's highlighted in yellow down here, you'll see, and then down below there's stuff that's not highlighted, you cannot copy that. You won't receive credit for it because you didn't do the mental part, right? You didn't think it through. But I'm going to talk you through it, and I think it should make sense. It should. Okay, so here's the quick review about what we did when we read the Want to Get into College, Learn to Fail. Okay, we asked this question. According to the author, why is it important for young people? Why is failure important for young people? Then we answered the question. We actually came up with this answer together. And this is pre-printed. I highlighted it in blue because it's what we're all working from and you have to have this, but I did include it on your blank organizer. According to the author, failure is important for young people because it allows them to learn. Keep that in mind. Now, we need to go back into the text to find two details. Okay, we already have an example over here, detail number 1. That was just if you wanted to go back and see what I already did. I got my detail number 1 from paragraph 7. I got detail number 2 from paragraph 8, and I got detail number 3 from paragraph 4. Now, I'm going to show you how I got this right here. The failure is about growth. I'm going to show you right now how I got it. Remember, it's highlighted in green, which means it's optional. You don't have to copy me. This is only if you can't find one on your own. I'm going to scroll down below the organizer, and you'll see that the entire article is printed here for you with some of the highlighting that we did together. It's already there. Down below, you'll see there's a little bit of highlighting. Okay, I want to go back and review this. I want to like reread it because remember, the more times you go into an article and you read, you get more things out of it. I want to find something that will say it's okay to fail, or failure leads to learning, or failure teaches students or teaches people. I'm scanning through. You can see right here in paragraph 7, the part that I got in the example for detail 1. Here's paragraph 8. This is the one that I got for my second detail. And I copy it, and I hold down the control key and press C. Failure is about learning, about growth, learning, overcoming, and moving on. That connects with that idea that failure is okay. So I have it copied. I'm going into detail number 2, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now, I'm going to ask myself, does this connect with the idea that failure is okay because students can learn from it? Yes, it does. So now I'm going to go down to the explanation of detail 2, and these are going to be my own words. So here, see this means that? Where did I get that from? Well, if I go back into Canvas, right here, the elaboration sentence starter. This shows, this suggests, this means, this reveals, this implies. When I go back to my organizer, Here's my explanation. This is my elaboration piece. If you're with me but you're not quite sure how I know, it's written over here on the side. So I'm in the elaboration. Notice the very first column is the ACES. The third row is elaboration. I'm going to put in that transition phrase. This means that, and now I'm going to tell my reader exactly what this quote means in my own words. Some students on Monday got this part wrong because they just copied and pasted in another quote. They didn't actually reword it. If you look over on the side where it gives you a little bit of direction, it says elaborate and explain what the detail means and how each detail connects to the question. Okay, so I said, this means that failing doesn't make someone a failure. In fact, it can be an opportunity to learn and grow. All right, don't copy my words, come up with your own. Now, you're going to go on and do detail number 3. Pause the video, go back down to the bottom, locate something, a quote from the article that answers it's okay to fail, or supports the idea that it's okay to fail because you can learn from it. Pause the video, and after you've put it in, you're going to go down to your explanation of detail number 3. You're going to add in your transition word. Then you're going to tell me what detail number 3 means in your own words. Okay, pause the video and come back. All right, if you paused the video and you got stuck, maybe you did go down and you found your quote, ask yourself one question. Did detail number 3, did this quote right here connect with the idea that it's okay to fail because you can learn from it? If it doesn't connect, if you didn't know what to put in the explanation, like it was just a random thing, I'll give you an example of something that's wrong. I know a lot of people tried to, not a lot, but a couple of folks tried to use this quote right here. I asked a student what she did for fun. Does that in any way support it's okay to fail? No, not at all. It's actually a piece of information that is going to connect with another piece of information. No, so this is not going to work. So if you copied something in like that, get rid of it and find a new quote. Find something that talks about failing or talks about growing or learning, or about it's okay to not be perfect. Those are all really good ideas that you could use. All right, if you need to pause the video again, do so now and work on your explanation of detail 3. Right, now that you have your 2 details put in, you have your 2 explanations put in, let's go down to the sum it up section. How you connect the details. All you're going to do is summarize your evidence. All right, here's what we're going to have. It says, to review, according to the author, young people should learn to fail because you have to have that. What I'll do for you is, let me take this out. I'll make this a little bit bigger. I'll zoom it in and I'll put it towards the bottom of the screen, okay? So now pause the video and then you can look at the video. Hopefully this is underneath that play button, the pause button. You can then copy it into yours, okay? I'll wait for, well, I don't have to wait because you're going to pause it, but pause the video and get this put in. Okay, you should have had a chance to put this starter in. We used to review. One more time, where did I get that from? I got it from this right here, the sum it up sentence starters. I wrote to review. Okay, you could have used in conclusion or in summary, whatever you'd like. I thought to review worked well with mine. Okay, now you're going to sum up what you said here. According to the author, Young people should learn to fail because, now here's mine. This is based on my evidence. Failure has to be experienced as it can't be taught. They can use it as an opportunity to grow, and they are going to fail at some point in the future. It's important for young people to realize that failing is part of learning. Okay, where did I get all of that information? Right here. And I highlighted some of my key words for you. Doesn't make someone a failure, the word opportunity, the word grow. These are key words, right? Let's look down here. You'll see opportunity to grow. And then I said, one time or another, going to fail. And then here, I said, they're going to fail. Instead of saying one time or another, I said at some point in the future. Do you see how I kind of changed my own words, say it in a different way, but it's the same message? Okay, you're going to do the same thing. Pause the video and then come back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now what we need to do is go back. Don't close this tab. Leave this tab open. You're going to need it. You're going to go back into Canvas, and then you're going to go to your modules. Whoops, let's stay in our class. Okay, go to your module. And I want you to go to Tuesday now. Okay, Wednesday is up here, but we don't need that right now. And in Tuesday, you're going to see that there's this, I think it's the third thing down for you. You could skip the scavenger hunt. If you want to do that on your own, then that's totally fine. You can do that on your own. But we're going to start here with crafting a paragraph from the ADT. Go ahead and load it. Now at the top of your screen, on the upper, do you see where this published thing is for me? Up here, you should have a blue button that says Submit Assignment. Now, if you were here on Monday and Tuesday, it may say Resubmit Assignment. Let me show you what that's going to look like. All right, up here it says Submit Assignment. You're going to click on this. If it says Resubmit Assignment, you can click it as well. But hold off 1 second. There's going to be a couple of different things to do here. Now, for those of you who were here on Monday and Tuesday, here's the Resubmit Assignment button. Okay? If you already submitted your assignment, you need to come over to Submission Details. So Mod 3, homeroom students, this is you if you submitted it. Mod 4, if you submitted it, it should be here too. If you see the Resubmit Assignment button and you know that you've already typed, it'll be right here. All right, so what you will do is you're going to copy this. You're going to select what you've already written. You can't type on this page, but I want you to select what you already have, hold down the Control key. While you're holding it down, press C, so Control C for copy, and I'm doing that right now. Now I will go and I'll click the Resubmit button. Now we'll wait just 1 second. Sometimes, okay, so I submitted mine. If you get a pop-up, and then I'll show you what that looks like. We'll paste it in here. All right, and I'll refresh. If you get this pop-up that says auto-saved content exists, then just click yes. And it might have your text that you already typed in. If it doesn't, then you need to follow those steps again and go back up to your original submission. See the submission details here? Click that, and then you can copy and paste what you've already typed. Okay, now look at this page. For those of you who are not here Monday and Tuesday and you're doing this totally from scratch, remember that you worked just a minute ago on your ACEs organizer. This is the easiest part of this lesson. All right. I am going to copy and paste from my ACEs organizer directly into this. Now mine is going to look maybe a little different. So I'm going to start over, I'm going to start from scratch, okay? And if you are, if you already have something in here, you got like through step 4, then you can fast forward the video if you need it. All right, let's go over here. The first thing I want to do is I want to go to the answer. I need to copy the answer that's here in blue. That's why everybody has to have this. I push Control C, and I go in and I push Control V to paste it. According to the author, failure is important for young people because it allows them to learn. That's going to be step 1. Now, I'm going to set mine up so it's on different lines. Yours should be 1 paragraph. I just want to show you each step on my screen, and then I'll turn mine into a paragraph. You can just copy and paste in paragraph form since that's where we're going. Next, I'm going to come down to detail number 2. I'm going to select it and hit Control C. I'll go back to my document and I'm going to say, for example, I have to type this part. For example, the author says, comma, then I use a quote, hit Control V to paste. Notice I don't have a period at the end, so I put a period and then a close quote. Right, I'm going to highlight this part and I'm going to make it that blue color. You don't have to highlight. The reason that I'm doing this is so that it stands out to you, so that you know I had to type this in. Okay. The next thing I'll do, so step 1 was to paste in the answer. Step 2 was to type, for example, the author says, and then paste in your evidence. Step 3 is going to go back, we're going to go back here and we're going to pull in our explanation of detail 1. I'm going to hit Control C to copy it. I'm going to hit Control V to paste it in. This is why it was so important that we had those transitions. This means that. That's why we had to make sure those were there. Okay, now, I think that most of us are this far. We might not be any further than this. I'm going to type something. I can do another example. Another example of this is, or I could write another example of this is, or I could say, additionally, the author also mentioned, I had to type this, comma, and then a quotation mark. I will highlight it in our blue color. Remember, you don't need to highlight. This is just so it stands out on the screen. And now I'm going to go back. And I'm going to take this detail number 3, copy it, paste it in. Oop, let me fix that. Need to have a period and a close quote. Make sure that you capitalize. Make sure you capitalize the first word of a quote. Okay, you probably know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go over to my explanation of detail 3 and copy it. I'm going to paste it in. If you got that, make sure that you don't have the box selected, just the text. Go ahead and paste that in. All right, here we're on to the final step. Go down to your summary and copy that and paste it in. This is all the information from my organizer. What you will do now, I'm putting mine back into paragraph form because I had broken it apart for illustrative purposes. I'm not going to reread my entire paragraph to you. You can read that on your screen if you want to see an example. There we go. And there's my paragraph. What your job is now, and I can't walk you through this because I can't see your paragraph. I want you to check that each of your sentences make sense, that they have a period at the end and a capital letter at the beginning. Pause the video and look for those things, and then come back and I'll give you the additional instructions. All right, now that you've gone and checked all of your periods and your capital letters, I want you to look for sentence run-ons. This is a big thing for 8th graders. They'll take a sentence like, according to the author, failure is important for young people because it allows them to learn. For example, the author says that failure about, and it keeps going and going. Put in the period at the end of the thought. Make sure that you've expressed one complete thought. Be careful, though, that you don't cut a sentence in half and end up with 2 fragments. Go ahead and check for fragments and run-ons. All right, last part. I promise you'll be done. I want you to proofread it one more time. You can either read it aloud or read it to somebody else. Make sure that the way that you've written has a flow to it. Make sure that the way that you've written, and I mean flow, like it needs to make sense to somebody else. If it's really, really rocky, if you read it out loud and it doesn't make total sense, fix the words or add in the words that you either left out or that you need to change. And then if you see any of those squiggly lines, for spelling mistakes, please fix those as well. All right, as soon as you're done, click on the submit button and you are finished for Wednesday. All right, folks, please email me if you have any questions or message me through Canvas and I will be happy to help. All right, bye-bye.